Hello, I'd like to talk to you today about how to give a keynote speech for a conference. This is something I've done a number of times in various different countries, and I tend to enjoy it, but I guess for some people it could be quite nerve-wracking. So I want to give you some tips today to help you, particularly if it's your first time or if you'd just like a bit more confidence, perhaps a new idea or two. So if you're a keynote speaker for a conference, your main job is to set the tone for that conference. So if it's not a conference that you're familiar with, then learn about it, ask questions. If you get a chance to maybe watch other keynotes from that conference on a video platform, do that. Or if you get a chance to look at previous conference programs or the current conference program, all of these things can give you clues. If there are written proceedings from the conference, whatever you can find, people you know who've been to the conference, just find out as much as you can, because that will help you with your main job, which is to set the tone for that conference. Also, aim to provoke thought. Be a bit provocative if you want to. Try to get people starting to think. Try to get the sort of cognitive juices rolling, as it were, for the people who are attending the conference so that they can take that energy with them into the rest of the conference. Also, talking of that energy, try to entertain if you can. I know that worries some people, that prospect, but storytelling is helpful. We can all tell stories. A joke or two, if you can throw those in, they can be very helpful. You can make your slides entertaining, perhaps, if you're not confident about telling jokes verbally. If you have the skills, you could even add a performative element, maybe sing a song or do a little dance, whatever your skills will support. I'm absolutely not suggesting you do things like that if you don't have the skills, because clearly that would be terrifying. But if you do have the skills, feel free to use them, or even some tools. I remember giving a keynote once to a conference that was all about uncertainty, and I gave the keynote while standing on a wobble board to embody the whole uncertainty that the conference was about. Make good slides. Make a bit of effort, take a bit of time. There's lots of good resources online if you're not very confident about slides. For example, Echo Rivera's channel here on YouTube, I'll put the link in the box below so that you can find that quickly and easily, has loads of good advice on how to make good or better slides. Obviously, find out how long you're going to speak for. That varies in different countries. Here in the UK, it's usually a slot of an hour, so you talk for around 40 minutes and around 20 minutes then for questions from the audience. In South Africa, it's more like 25 minutes. In Norway, it's more like 2 hours. So find out how long it's going to be. And if it seems like a long time for people to be listening, think about whether you can incorporate an interactive element. Could be just something short. You might say to the organisers, will people have pen and paper? If so, you might ask them to draw a quick sketch of something and then talk to their neighbour about it for a minute or two. Something relevant to your theme. The interactive elements can really bring up the energy and make your presentation, your keynote, a bit more entertaining. Also, put together an effective conclusion that reiterates and strengthens your main points. And then practice. Make sure you can deliver your keynote within the time slot that you've been given, or possibly even a little shorter than that, because we all tend to expand a bit in the moment. Make sure you're not going to overrun. Make sure you know what you're talking about. See if you can reduce your keynote speech to 5 bullet points that you can have on a flashcard or a post-it note in front of you to help you stay on track. Don't read from a script. That really won't help. Make sure you know your material well enough. Your slides can help you stay on track as well. They can be useful for that as well as for communicating with the audience. When you're done, if you possibly can, stick around so that people can talk to you afterwards, because they will want to. If you can stay for the whole conference, that's best. If you can stay for the whole day, that's second best. If you can at least stay for the coffee break or the lunch break or whatever's happening after your keynote, then that's better than nothing. But people will like to talk to you one-to-one or in small groups. So be prepared for that and see if you can give the time. Look after yourself as well. Make sure you're well prepared, that you've got an outfit you're happy with, etc. Make sure you have a drink to hand during the keynote, because you can get a bit dry and need to take a mouthful of water. And give yourself time to rest after you've spent the time at the conference that you're able to spend, so that you can recoup a bit of that energy for yourself. And finally, embodying the whole effective conclusion thing, or trying to at least, enjoy yourself. It can be really fun giving a keynote speech. I'm always nervous beforehand, but once I get going, I look at the audience, I get energy back from the audience. It's a lovely cycle of giving and getting energy, and it can be a huge amount of fun. So I hope this will help you to enjoy your next keynote speech.